Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The 2021 ICMS graduation will begin in 5 minutes. Can I ask you all to ensure your mobile phones are switched off? Please keep the aisles free. Also, please refrain from taking photos during the ceremony. There will be photos available for download free to you after. We do encourage lots of clapping, lots of acknowledgement, lots of cheering for your fellow graduates. Whenever you can, please make them feel part of this ceremony today, especially the online. Just relax for a few more minutes before we kick off. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dr. Trevor Clark, and I am the Dean of Undergraduate Studies here at ICMS. I will be your MC for the ceremony this morning, and it's a great pleasure to be here and an honour to MC your graduation. I'd like to also acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which the graduation ceremony takes place here today, and recognise their continuing connection to the land, water and community. I pay respects to elders, past, present and emerging. Would everybody please be upstanding for the official welcome. Please be seated. On behalf of the official party, staff and faculty here at ICMS, we welcome graduates, family and friends here in Manly and also all over the world. This is ICMS's first graduation with people attending both on campus and online around the world. Bear in mind, it's happening as we speak, live. So, hi Mum. For everybody here on campus and graduates and families around the world, there are a lot of ways you can get involved with today's ICMS graduation. Post a photo of yourself. Make sure you acknowledge the hashtag ICMS graduation. I'd also like to take a moment for all of us to acknowledge our friends that are graduating online today. For reasons beyond their control, they cannot be here. We want to make this day as special as we can for them as well, as much as you here in the chapel. So in breaking with normal protocol, we're going to, shortly, all stand and we're going to stare straight down the barrel of that camera, and you're going to give everyone online a great big cheer and a clap to acknowledge their work over the previous years. So please stand and acknowledge your graduates. Thank you, that's fantastic. Please remain standing. Ben is actually our photographer. Ben is going to now take a photo of you wonderful people in the chapel to acknowledge your contribution over the previous years. Do you want him to sit, Ben? Please sit, thank you. But Ben's in control. Cheers!
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Ben. Wonderful. Wow, what a way to kick off graduation 2021. I would now like to introduce the official party to my left. Dr. John Loxton, a member of the ICMS Academic Board and Board of Directors. Dr. Mike Keppel, Deputy Vice-Chancellor, Learning and Teaching. Anne Whitelock Courtney O'Connor, Chairperson of ICMS Professional Scholarship Program. Daryl Courtney O'Connor, ICMS Chairman and Founder. Rowan Courtney O'Connor, who is our CEO and President. Professor Catherine Rifshoghi, who is a member of our ICMS Board of Directors. Trevor Lowenson is also a member of our ICMS Board of Directors. At the back row, Francisco Vasconcelos, who is a Senior Program Manager, Business and Entrepreneurship, Undergraduate Program. Dr. Alexander Roper, who is the Dean, Postgraduate. Mr. Glenn Murray is the Program Manager for Hospitality and Tourism. Dr. Jaewon Kang is the Program Manager for Event, Property and Sport. Mr. Ian Schubach is our guest speaker today. And of course, Stuart Wiggins is our Vice President and Student Engagement and Registrar. Part of the success of ICMS is its international reputation. Today we recognise the success of our graduands who represent 32 countries from around the world. With COVID restrictions, the number of flags involved would have taken us over capacity here in the chapel. So we have conducted a traditional ceremony here on our beautiful grounds in Manly. We wanted to show how much we miss our students. So, what better way than to show our appreciation with our staff and residential students who are carrying the flags during this procession we have recorded. all those online, I hope you saw your flag, especially the New Zealand flag. Okay, please be upstanding for the national anthem. Performed today by Anna Stevens.
Australians, oh, let us rejoice, for we are one and three, with golden soil and wealth for toil. Our home is girt by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty, rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains, then let us sing, advance Australia fair. Beneath our radiant southern cross, we'll toil with hearts and hands to make this commonwealth of ours renowned of all the lands. For those who've come across the seas, we've boundless plains to share. With courage let us all combine to advance Australia fair. In joyful strains then let us sing, advance Australia fair.
Thank you, Anna. That's absolutely fantastic. Please be seated. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to introduce our guest speaker for this morning's ceremony. His name is Mr. Ian Schuback. Mr. Schuback is the co-founder at Wild Science and CEO of Redleaf, which specialise in interactive team building and leadership programs. Mr. Schuback has extensive experience in the areas of leadership and personal development. And who better to address you today than someone who has all these skills and while you're on your next stage of your journey, of your professional journey into employment. Mr. Schuback.
Well, thank you, Trevor. Yes, my name's Ian Schuback. I'm the CEO of a company called Redleaf. It's a leadership consultancy. Many senior leaders consult with me and ask me how to navigate disruption and change. And over the last 18 months, it has certainly been the most challenging time that I can imagine in my entire career. The very fact that you are graduating today means that you're an expert in managing change, because I believe it's been a significant challenge pulling through, so well done. I think that's the first step on the graduation journey. For me, I'd like to tell you a little personal story about understanding the way in which I view change, because I view change in really two ways. One, it could be a threat, and the other, it can be an opportunity. And I prefer to look at change through the lens of it being an opportunity. Unlike you, in my very early 20s, I lacked the discipline to do a graduate degree. In my very early 20s, my folks, I was still staying at home actually, my folks turned around to me and said, I suggest that you perhaps spread your wings. Now, that's code, as you know, for get out the house. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, but I sat in a cafe in Johannesburg, which of course I come from South Africa. I was sitting in a cafe in Johannesburg, and I'll never forget reading in a classified advert, which is where you found jobs, by the way, in those days, back in the dark ages. And it said, Safari guides wanted no chances. Now, in South African slang, no chances means don't bother applying for this job if you're not serious about it. I didn't know what safari guides did, but I was lucky enough that my folks took me to the bush regularly when I was a kid. This idea of being a safari guide sounded a lot better than sweeping the streets. So I decided to commit. And I drove the 6 hours from Johannesburg down to the Kruger National Park and found out that this was indeed a 2-week-long job interview process. And there were another 14 people vying for 2 rangers' positions, safari guide positions. And there was a bunch of theory, and I did okay at that, but the thing that really grabbed me was the practical side of the job, of being a safari guide. Driving in an open-air Land Rover, firing a high-caliber rifle, that started to get me really excited. And by the time sort of the 10th day rolled around, I really wanted that job. Badly. The last part of the job interview involved us going out on a mock safari game drive. All of us jumped on the back of a Land Rover, and we were given a little slot of 30 minutes to impress the senior guide that would finally make the decision as to who would get the job. My chance came on the rotation. My chance came just as the sun was setting. And it's the best time in the African bush because the day animals are going to sleep and the night animals are waking up. I was very nervous though. Went around a corner and I saw this group of zebra. And I switched off the Land Rover like we were taught to, and I sort of spun around, and I was now trying to explain the social structure of a zebra herd. And all of a sudden, I just heard this sound. Now, despite being from Africa, I'd never heard that sound before. It was loud, and it was close. And my competitive instincts emerged, and I looked out of the corner of my eye, and I could see my fellow aspirant game rangers didn't know what the hell that sound was either. But there was one person on that Land Rover that did know what that sound represented. And that was the senior guide, John Dixon, who was sitting in the passenger seat next to me. And John, to be honest, for the previous 10 days had looked completely bored. But the moment he heard that sound, he transformed. He had a moustache back in the day when moustaches weren't fashionable. And it bristled. He physically grabbed me out of the front seat, the driver's seat. He pulled me across. He jumped behind the seat, and he headed off in the direction of that sound, through the bush. 200-300 meters, he stopped. He paused. He just turned around and went, shh, shh, shh. Then he turned around and said, Ingwe call. Now, Ingwe is the local word for leopard. He'd heard a leopard make a territorial call. And if there was one thing that John loved in life, it was leopard and finding leopard. We waited another 30 seconds or so, complete silence. Then he got out of the Lander, he walked. He came back and reported that he'd seen leopard tracks, and it was a male leopard. And it was heading in the northeasterly direction. So he switched the Land Rover back on again, and we crawled along those tracks. Perhaps another 50 meters or so. Switched off again, and in the distance we could hear this. Bah, bah, bah. It was a herd of impala making an alarm call. Now those impala hadn't, of course, seen us. They were reacting to that leopard. And John knew that hearing that sound meant that the leopard was there. And of course we went on again. Got there, and there was squirrel, also making an alarm call. And finally, we found that leopard 15 minutes later, and that was a period of, I can only describe it as bush theater, leading up to that final sighting. We found that leopard, golden, in a riverbed. And I became a safari guide, a game ranger that evening. And to be honest, I've never been anything different. I was lucky enough to find my element, the thing that made me tick in my early 20s, that switched me from my disaffection into somebody that was dramatically engaged in their life and what they wanted to do. So for me, one of the key ingredients, if you want to view disruption and change as an opportunity, is to know who you are. Who you are. What is your element? And then reach out to other people that have got a different element, a different persona, and then strive towards greatness. So I do want to congratulate you on what you've done to date. Fantastic effort for graduating, and I wish you best for the rest of your careers. So thank you very much. Congratulations.
Wow, thank you, Ian. That was an amazing story. I was on the edge of my seat there. Ladies and gentlemen, it's also my pleasure to introduce our founder, Daryl Courtney O'Connor, to say a few words.
First, I'd like to thank Ian and attest to what he said about the leopard, because my wife and I happened to accompany Ian, and we sat on the back of a Land Rover while the leopard walked under the Land Rover. And I can assure you, if you ever feel alive, that's when you know you're alive, because that thing just looked straight at Anne and I, and it was a toss-up which one he was going to go for. Still. So I'm extremely proud of you all, and thank you, Ian, for your words. They were heartfelt and meaningful. Congratulations to you all. You've completed what is your prime achievement. Thank you also to the ICMS team. I'm humbly proud of the work you do, and I like your work. You've all been part of an historic event in 2000. A world war, if you like, but we're all in it together. There's a difference. There's no military alliances. This is global. And there's no such thing as an immune location. We're not out of the COVID wood yet. In effect, COVID is a change agent. It's an accelerator. We have no choice in the matter, but we do have a choice in how we respond. Like any other such events in history, this will likely precede a worldwide creation of business opportunities and certainly a new way of life. Having been through the ICMS system, you will now be well equipped both with knowledge and experience to go forward and meet the challenge. So I want to apply something that we keep fairly personal within ICMS to you today. And that's the acronym VIP and how it applies in the case of ICMS, and I'm going to share it with you. Firstly, in our case, V is not very, it's vision. It's our vision for ICMS, and our vision is to create Australia's leader of career-focused education. For me, the vision comes from your gift, the gift God gave you to dream. If you can create that dream in the way you live your life now, as if you've already achieved what you want to achieve, then you're living your dream. Secondly, there's I. And in our case, I is for integrity. And for ICMS, it's do the right thing, show others we care, do the best you can, and what you say is what you do. Your individual reputations are not for sale. The single most important determinant in your personal achievement will be your virtues and values. They are the glue for your personal relationships. And your personal relationships are the glue for building a constructive culture around you. More than any other element, I can say to you today is that creating a constructive culture around you will bring about the achievement of your dream. I could say nothing more important to you today. And finally, P. P, in our case, is for purpose. And for ICMS, it's to educate students for personal success in their professional lives. If you like, it's the why. Take action, pull the trigger, have the will and the purpose to go forward. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. We all do. Look at Steve Jobs. And in my case, my history is littered with mistakes. Fortunately, they're not terminal. But nevertheless, keep moving. That's how we would like you to respond to COVID. Be a true leader. You each have the ability. On the world stage at this time, leadership, in my view, is in short supply. But as the saying goes, the world is your oyster. God bless and good luck. Thank you.
Thank you, Daryl. Very wise words. And we're all thankful here today and history for Daryl's vision all those years ago to create the ICMS College. It's now my pleasure to invite the Deputy Vice-Chancellor of Learning and Teaching, Dr. Mike Keppel, who will to the podium to award degrees. Thank you.
Well, first of all, I'm delighted to be here today to celebrate your graduation. Today is your special day, and you should feel very proud of yourself. It's a special day for your family and friends who have supported you and the teachers who have guided you on this journey. It's a special day for ICMS and all its staff as they have followed your college journey and will continue to follow your life journey with pride. Celebrate this day and always remember this learning adventure. Whether you're in the chapel or whether you're online, make sure you thank all the people that made this journey possible. Your parents, friends, teachers, mentors. Let them know how much you appreciated their support and encouragement. Your teachers guided and mentored you throughout this process. ICMS created the platform for you to succeed in your education and future work. Work-integrated learning has enabled you to apply your knowledge in a real-world context, launching your professional career. Your journey has focused on being a professional from day one, beginning with how you presented yourself every day wearing business attire at ICMS. This daily ritual changes your mindset and prepares you to present yourself professionally and respectfully as you interact with others. Your course, subjects, assessment, and interactions with others taught you how to think and work with others. Remember how you adapted to new forms of learning and assessment in the online environment. Interacting online with your teachers and other students and studying from home during the pandemic. You have shown resilience, toughness, and confidence in challenging and unprecedented times. What you have learned will position you to make a difference in this volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous world, or VUCA world, as it's called. You have shown determination to thrive in an uncertain world. Now it's up to you. Today is the day you write your own story, your next chapter in your professional life. Hold on to your networks that you have made at ICMS and cherish the friendships you have made. Surround yourself with positive people who encourage you and motivate you to be your best. Your next step is to create the world you want to live in. You can do this by becoming a professional who reflects on your actions and acts on feedback to improve what you do daily. Be a lifelong learner, crave understanding, always be respectful, and be a learner every day. We need you to lead with courage to create and progress this world, and we have complete confidence that you will succeed. So thank you very much. What I'd next like to do is I'm now pleased to introduce Registrar Stuart Wiggins to formally certify the eligibility of those who have met the requirements of the awards today.
Deputy Vice-Chancellor, these are again unusual circumstances. We have with us today graduands having their awards conferred online and also here in the Chiretti Chapel. It gives me great pleasure to certify that all of the candidates being presented today have satisfied the requirements of the Academic Board for the degrees, diplomas and certificates that they are to be awarded. Would all candidates, wherever you are in the world, please stand.
In the name of the Academic Board and by my authority as Deputy Vice-Chancellor Learning and Teaching, I admit each of you present on campus and online and those graduating in absentia to the awards for which you have qualified. Please be seated. I would now like to welcome Francisco Vasconcelos, Senior Program Manager, to present the graduands from the Specialisation Programs.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the highlight of our day, the conferral of awards. Graduates, welcome back. It's great to see a lot of familiar faces. As I announce your names, I'll be keeping a straight face. A lot of you will know that this will be very hard, but I'll be cheering inside, okay? So in recognition of your achievement today, we would like to remind you that ICMS, while we preserve and respect the protocols of graduation, it is also traditional to acknowledge the success of each graduate at the moment that they receive their award. This is done through a round of applause for each graduate as their award is announced and received either in the chapel or online. With some of the soon-to-be graduates in the chapel and some of them online, we would like to encourage those present in Manly to celebrate the success of the online graduates in the same way that we encourage the online graduates to be celebrating each colleague that receives their award here in the chapel. Family, friends, please join the online celebrations using the hashtag ICMS graduation. Thank you. Deputy Vice-Chancellor, I present to you graduates from the International College of Management, Sydney, whom have admitted to the following awards. Diploma of Hospitality Management, graduating online, Chan Fung La. Jessica Lee May. Sovichno Sen. Graduating in absentia, Ting Chi So. Diploma of Property Management, graduating online, Shalev Asolin. Diploma of Sports Management, graduating online, Georgina Bernadette Morgan. Associate Degree of Hospitality Management, graduating online, Antonius Hendra Yanto. Now, Bachelor of Event Management, graduating on campus, Sophie Armstrong. Bernadette Calavasi. Natalie Farah. Kate Fitzhardinge. Charlotte Gardner. Kate Johnson. Kate Kimmerly. Fiona Kirk. Jessica McClure. Taylor Murray. Helena Napchan. Tu Tran Nguyen. Shannon Nichols. Bridget Noon. Jacqueline O'Reilly. Emily Porphyry. Jacqueline Tessia Arisa Putri. Serena Sham. Lydia Swadling. Rachel Tibatsma. Esther Wainino. Genevieve Whale. Zoe Walker. Jane Wheel. Graduating online, Brooke Farrow. Dang Tok I Nguyen. Audrey Vivian Paisley. Dawn Pepper. Le Ha Ain Tran. Jan Odan Yo. Bachelor of Hospitality Management, graduating on campus, Olivia Blackley. Madison Bland. Georgia Boyd. Leonardo Kevin Chandra. David Chadburn. Jade Denny. Ailing Du. Stephanie Gott. No Fang Uyen Da. Imogen Hill. No Tu Uyen Huang. Bao Tua Huyen. Shannon Jenkins. Thomas Jensen, Farhan Kam, Christopher Kirkby, Ji Ho Lee, Charvin Liestedi, Dang Tu Nhu Nguyen, Nok Kane Nguyen, Diego Sebastian Palomino Machado, Ashley Roberts, Jessica Nathania Tullier, Tam An Vo, Hien An Vu, Stephanie Wijaya, graduating online, Nicholas Booman, Si Hang Chen, Jackson Elliott, Ha Hyun Kim, Grace Lee, Dominic Nash, T. Van An Nguyen, Huang Fong Uyen Trong, Thuy Diong Vu, Ya Fan Wang, Walter Wegman. Graduating in absentia, Lee Dan V. Nguyen. Ngoc Du Nguyen. Mai Van Kang Trong. Bachelor of International Tourism, graduating on campus, John Moore. Krissa Dimitakropoulos. Emily Bohane. Phoebe Wilding. Zoe Wallen. Sue Lu Silva. Bachelor of Property, Development, Investment and Valuation. Graduating on campus, Kapil Shailashbai Shatba. Ethan Craddock. Jaden Gold. William Hamlet. Muhammad Yassin Kadara. Graduating online, Ben Daly. Robert Edward Donovan. Atef Yahia. Zhi Xingzhen. Bachelor of Sports Management, graduating on campus, Zoe Cameron Grout. Daniel Edmond. Brooke Berg. Kane McQuiggan. Tilly Seacombe. Oscar Sob. Timothy Steiner. Genevieve Tucker. Matthew White. Graduating in absentia, Ricky Hegnani. Bachelor of Business, Sports Management, graduating on campus, Jessica McLivery. Bachelor of Business Management, graduating on campus, Liam Webb. Deputy Vice-Chancellor, that completes the presentation of the graduates from the International College of Management, Sydney.
Fantastic. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to ask all the graduates to stand again shortly and stare down that camera again, and I want you to acknowledge and thank all your parents and family that have supported you on this journey for the last however many years you took to graduate. So please be upstanding, look into the camera and thank your parents. Thank you very much. Please be seated. All those long nights and study. Okay, it's now my pleasure to call on Natalie Farrar. Natalie's going to speak to you. She's graduated today with a Bachelor of Event Management. She's going to speak on behalf of the graduating group. Natalie.
Good morning, friends, family, staff of ICMS, and all who are watching from the live stream today. Well, we made it. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Natalie, and I started ICMS in February of 2018. In all honesty, I did not think I'd be here today. I was always that one in high school who didn't really know what to do, what university to go to, and what career path to go down. After seeing my sister Jess have a ball here in the year before I started, I thought it won't hurt to apply and go to uni. And can I say it has been one of the best decisions I have made so far in my life. For the first year of my degree, I was fortunate enough to live here on campus. Living in the heart of Manly was amazing, but also dangerous. With a quick walk to the beach, I always had those hot days where I thought, maybe a quick swim before class, and then ended up missing the first bit of my lecture. Besides my bad time management, living on campus had its benefits. It helped me grow as a person and become more independent. Being on campus all the time also made it easier to get involved with more at uni and socialise during and outside of class times. Another plus to living here was getting the chance to live with many international students who are now some of my closest friends, and I cannot wait to travel to see them after the pandemic. I'm sure we've all made great connections here at ICMS, near and far. ICMS is a family to me, and I'm sure it is to many of you. I loved having the opportunity to work with my friends volunteering in the bar, O-Weeks, open days, and more. The ICMS clubs also gave us an opportunity to bond outside of classes. Some examples being social tennis, futsal nights, and other sports like basketball and netball. There also was boot camp, which I know a lot of people did. One of my fond memories here at ICMS was going to uni games. That was in 2018 and 2019 at the Gold Coast. Even though our mixed touch footy team did not come out with gold, we did have an incredible time travelling together, exploring a different state while representing ICMS. Unfortunately, we did not have the year we had planned due to COVID. Going online around 4 weeks into the first trimester last year was not the best, and we missed making more memories together before class, during breaks, and after classes. It was not the exact way I pictured my final year. Although in saying that, online uni was not the end of the world. I actually met some more people online as we were put into random groups and breakout sessions, making us expand from our usual groups. It's funny, I thought that when we went online, I would be able to complete my assignments in time, as there isn't much else to do during a pandemic. But then there I was, on the night of an assignment being due, starting my table of contents. I'm sure we can all relate over the years sitting in the library, syndicate rooms, and computer rooms all together trying to complete that one assignment due at 11:59. We have all been there and struggled together. I'd like to take this opportunity today to thank some people. To my parents who are watching from the Great Hall, thank you for always supporting me and helping me strive to be the best version of myself. Specifically to my mum, thank you for putting up with my last-minute breakdowns and telling me I probably should have started that assignment sooner. To the faculty here at ICMS, on behalf of everyone here today, thank you for your endless support, advice, and guidance over the past few years. The benefit of being able to work closely with you in classrooms has definitely been one of the major advantages of attending university here. For our graduates on the live stream today, we are all sorry you cannot be here today. Be sure to enjoy this day with family and friends as you have deserved it. We cannot wait for you to be back here in the future, striving for your next goal. To my friends and classmates graduating today, thank you for being a part of this journey. I am sure to say all of you will succeed and achieve your goals you've set for yourself. University is just the start of our lives. We have conquered one milestone and now ready for the next. I can say for most of us, I think, university was an adventure. We have grown, laughed, cried, failed at times, and then got up and succeeded more. It is a bit cliche, but I'm going to leave you with a quote. This quote is from Stephen Colbert, who's an American comedian, and I believe it links perfectly to where we're about to go. You're about to start the greatest improvisation of all, with no script, no idea what's going to happen, often with people and places you have never seen. And you are not in control. So say yes, and if you're lucky, you'll find people who say yes back. Thank you.
Thank you, Natalie, for your inspiring words. And would have been interesting to hear some stories about uni games, but that's okay. Hey, we'd like to actually, to show our appreciation, I'd like to invite our CEO, Rowan Courtney O'Connor, to present you with a little gift for your generosity today to present to the class. And while you're there, Ron, we'd also like to present a little gift to our guest speaker this morning, Mr. Ian Schubach, for his wonderful story that he told this morning. Thank you, Rowan. Well, now you can all breathe, take a deep breath, sigh, and acknowledge you've all graduated. It's done. You're there. And as Ian has said, the big wide world is out there waiting for you. Just be careful of those leopards. So what I'd like you all to do is, if you notice, I have a tassel on the left. I want you to take all your tassels from the right side of your border and put it to the left. Well done. You are now part of a very important group at ICMS. You are part of the ICMS Alumni Network. We're your Penrith pride. You will always be part of the ICMS family. We'd love to see you back here one day to share that success. I'd like to thank the official party, graduates, special guests, family and friends for attending today's ceremony, either physically here or virtually online. Please be upstanding for the official party to recess. Graduates, please remain in the chapel. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Be seated. Okay, so congratulations. You've all graduated. From myself, Dr. Trevor Clark, as the Dean of Undergraduate here at ICMS, thank you for being here, starting, in present, and also online. This concludes our ceremony, and good morning to you all. Thank you.